Have you ever considered how something so small could change the entire world? Imagine holding a mustard seed, so tiny it can slip through your fingers, yet inside it holds the potential to become something remarkable. That's the very image Jesus chose to describe the kingdom of God. 2,000 years ago, in the sun-soaked fields of ancient Palestine, everyone knew the mustard seed. It was among the smallest seeds a farmer could plant. Speaking to a crowd gathered around him, Jesus held one up and said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree so that the birds come and perch in its branches." Matthew 13:31-32. His listeners would have nodded in recognition. They had seen it happen, how a seed smaller than a grain of sand could grow into a towering plant, stretching 12 to 15 feet tall, with branches wide enough to shelter birds and small animals. The contrast between its humble beginning and mighty result was precisely the point. But Jesus wasn't giving a gardening tip. He was unveiling a spiritual truth. God's kingdom starts small, but it never stays small. The mustard seed represents every unnoticed beginning, a single prayer, a quiet act of kindness, a moment of faith. They may seem insignificant, but in God's hands they carry explosive potential. Think of how the gospel began, not in palaces or with armies, but with 12 ordinary men following a carpenter from Nazareth. No wealth, no status. Yet from that seed, the message of Christ has reached every corner of the globe. That's the mustard seed principle. God delights in starting small and growing big. And his growth is not loud or forced, it's natural, inevitable, and often unseen. Maybe today your faith feels fragile. Maybe your efforts feel invisible. But the mustard seed reminds us it's not the size that matters, it's what's inside. And God can grow what you've planted even when you can't see it yet. And look again at how Jesus ends the parable, with birds finding rest in the branches. This isn't just about growth, it's about refuge. God's kingdom doesn't just grow, it welcomes. It becomes a place of safety and belonging for people of every background, story, and struggle. So if you feel small, take heart. If your steps of faith feel quiet or unnoticed, keep going, because every great tree started in the soil. And in God's kingdom, even the tiniest seed holds the future in its roots. In his hands, nothing is insignificant, and no beginning is too small to become something eternal.